I got that phone call that no parent ever wants to get. August 24th, 2017 at 4:19 p.m. that my son took his own life. You know, he had these movie star good looks. He scored 1490 on his SAT scores. He was in the upper 1.5% of the entire country. He was a black belt martial artist. He was this accomplished classical guitarist. He was certainly different. He was the smartest person I ever knew. I would have never thought that that could have happened to me. I mean, I thought we lived the perfect life there. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. We're proud of that. We sacrificed to make sure that she could be there for the kids. You know, there's no drug use in the family. There's no divorce. There's no domestic violence. There are all the things that seem to be the stereotypes. So when this happened with my son, we were blindsided hard. He obviously was struggling with mental health issues, and I didn't see it. It opened my eyes to so much, to what was even happening to all the suicides that I was having to deal with our membership. There are more than 5,500 suicides of construction workers per year. That averages out to almost 15 suicides per day. Construction is the #2 industry where suicides take place. It's 4 times greater than the national average. More construction workers die by suicide than all other workplace fatalities combined. I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and I thought, well, that only happens to veterans on the battlefield. Well, no, it didn't. I'd have these flashbacks, and they're terrible. And there's a big difference between a flashback and a memory. On a flashback, there's no stopping it. It's like a train. You can see it coming, and you're not going to stop it. You know, I'm having these flashbacks of my son dying 20, 30 times a day. And my watch monitors my heartbeat, and it would get up to 160 beats per minute, and I'd start sweating, and I'd be exhausted. So I had 31 different contracts I was negotiating at the same time in 5 different states. And I'd get on planes, and I'd have panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I'd be in there in a room full of contractors trying to negotiate a contract, and you'd feel this flashback coming. It got real serious because I knew that I could not carry on at this level, and it was just going to prolong it if I didn't get some mental help and make myself better. The first thing I did was I found a support group for parents that lost their child to suicide, and that first meeting, they're 90 minutes long. I didn't want to be there, but at the end of 90 minutes, I didn't want to leave. I couldn't wait for the next one. Every 2 weeks. I didn't miss one for 2 years. But then I also knew that I had to get one-on-one professional help. Finally, I found somebody that fit me. And for me, it was a psychologist. Look, I'm one of them guys that if I get a cold, I'm going to CVS pharmacy and I'm buying everything off the shelf. I got the NyQuil, the Theraflu, the vitamins. I'll spend $100 to attack that thing. And I knew that I had to attack this with my mental health. People often ask, why do I want to tell my story? And it's 2 things. Mental health, you talk about your issues. That's why you're seeing a therapist of some sort, or you're going to a group. Talking about it is good medicine, and it's a good exercise to get out there. So on the selfish level, that's why I like telling my stories. It helps me get through the day. The other part of this is I want to help people. I think if we start more carpenter to carpenter discussion and we lower that stigma, you're not crazy, you're not a drug addict, you're not stupid, you're not weak if you ask for help. In fact, that's what makes you stronger. That's courage to be able to ask for help. Remember, we risk our lives every single day that we strap on a set of tools and enter a job site. That's what makes our occupation unusual. And people need to be aware of the mental health along with the physical health. We're now putting together a committee that will specifically be there to address mental health issues. Our best resource as an organization is our Carpenters. I can't tell you the information I get out of all of the committees that we have, whether it's our political action, our organizing, our mentoring, our community action. All of these smart Carpenters coming in helps me formulate decisions on how to run a better union. This isn't going to just be May is Mental Health Month. We're going to be having messages monthly that's talking about good mental health tune-ups and how to keep yourself smiling. You're not going to progress well in the trade if you've got, say, behavioral issues. We think that that's even part of your skill upgrades, that if you've got a good attitude, and if good mental health helps you improve your attitude to help you get those 2,080 hours a year, then that's why it's our business. We're looking for the best and the brightest to tell their story. Somebody that's got that success story to saying, hey, I was seeing this psychiatrist and it helped save my marriage. I went in and I was talking to a group setting and it helped me quit drinking. Or maybe it was, I saved my child from suicide. We're starting with our Veterans Committee in Las Vegas. You know, and veterans have a terrible, terrible suicide rate themselves. I believe the committee can help members just by people sharing their story. This is about leading by example. This is getting somebody to thinking that I'm not alone. It's going to be the input, the education, the awareness. To those that maybe think they're alone, you're not. You're part of a big organization that cares. First and foremost, if you see somebody struggling, don't be afraid to talk to them. Don't be afraid to fire them a note, an email, a text, nudge them on Facebook, make sure they're okay. That's number one, is watch out for one another. Number two, we'd like people to use their health care. We'd like them to, if they're having an issue, sign up for a session. And if you don't want to go see somebody in person, do it through the video conferencing, which is something we're all going to have to learn to get good at in this COVID world. But it's there, it's inexpensive, and there's no excuse for not doing it. And number three is we'd really like people to step forward, be part of this committee. Somehow, some way, whether you attend once, whether you're attending regularly, we need to hear input and ideas and stories of what people have gone through. Just start off by sending us an email, brotherhood@swcarpenters.org. That's the first step to helping putting this together so we can change the industry and change the world.